Hey guys, what's up? Thanks again for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a single player, Cam Newton. He once was the first overall draft pick in 2011. He was a fantastic quarterback, and I believe he still is a fantastic quarterback. The way he played the game ultimately caused him tons of injuries, just like Andrew Luck, and he just played the game in a fierce way that just invited injury after injury. And last year culminated him only being able to play in 2 games. He threw for 570 some yards with 1 interception. And then that just led him to be on IR, and that ended his season abruptly. Now, I think Cam Newton had a raw deal, considering the Carolina Panthers fired Ron Rivera. He's been there since, 2011, and he was with Cam Newton because he drafted Cam Newton. And the new coach is Matt Rhule, and he came from Baylor. And they tried to trade him to particular teams that were kind of interested in him. But what team would want to give up assets when you know the team is ultimately going to release the player? It's just bad business move. Just let the team release him, and then you can figure out a way to sign him. So that's what I'm going to go through. The teams that were particularly interested in him at first: the Chargers, the Bears, the Redskins, and I think that might be it. But I can't see the Redskins going after him. I know that Ron Rivera is now their head coach, but think about this. The Redskins drafted Dwayne Haskins last year, and they just traded for Kyle Allen, who was a quarterback that took over after Cam Newton was placed on IR. I don't think that the Redskins are going to go after him, and I do not think that the Chargers will go after him. Supposedly, rumors are that they are comfortable with Tyrod Taylor. And ultimately, the draft has not happened yet, and so I can possibly see the Chargers drafting an offensive lineman or a quarterback. So you just never know. The other teams I think that could really benefit from his services are, one, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Think about this. They only have Gardner Minshew. I don't even know the other quarterback there. So Cam Newton gets to compete with Gardner for the starting job. If not the starting job, sit on the bench until Gardner makes mistakes after mistakes after mistakes or gets injured. I can see that be a big fit for them. The other one is the Dolphins. They have Ryan Fitzmagic, who's only getting older, and Josh Rosen, which I don't know if he's a free agent. I can see the fit there. The other one is the Patriots coming out. I don't think this is ever going to happen. He is not Patriot mold. They have a quarterback, Jared Stidham. They have Brian Hoyer. Although those two names are magnificent or household names yet or will ever be, I just don't think that will be a fit. Cam was ultimately forced out. Like I said, they tried to say that they're going to make a trade, but he didn't want that. He wanted to stay in Carolina. He wanted to stay where he was drafted and build something. And they didn't want that new head coach. That he wants what he wants, and you can't deny him for that. Every head coach wants what they want for their players and who they want to bring in for their personnel and coaching staff. I just remember back in 2015 when the Panthers went 15-1. I believe that was their record. They ultimately went to the Super Bowl and then lost to the Broncos. That was Peyton Manning's last year. If I remember correctly, it was Super Bowl 50. And they lost. They had a remarkable season, #1 in the offense in the NFL, and he just was fantastic. And the weird thing is, they didn't have the weapons they have now then. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is just a stud muffin, receiving, running, and guess what? he's white. You don't have a lot of white running backs that are good, and I love it. Christian McCaffrey is amazing, and he's not only amazing, he's fantastic in fantasy, which I did have him. Drafted him with my first pick. But to lead this all in a conclusion, Cam is going to be turning 31 in May. So you gotta keep that in mind. Ultimately, I think the best fit for Cam Newton is probably going to be the Dolphins. They got weapons. They've spent a lot of money in free agency to shore up the defensive side of the ball. The offensive line isn't fantastic since they traded away Laramie Tunsil, but they have a lot of picks. First round, they have 3, so they can address the offensive line, get another quarterback under center to sit on the bench to learn. If they decide to draft Tua Tagovailoa, they can draft another running back. Since they traded Kenyon Drake to the Arizona Cardinals last season. So I think the Dolphins will be the best fit for Cam Newton. If he chooses the Jags, I don't think it'll be an awful fit. They do have some weapons. Their defense is not what it was. They lost a lot of pieces. If it was free agency or trading them away, AJ Boye, Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, Marcel Darius, all those guys are gone. They have Josh Allen, the defensive lineman, not the quarterback from the Bills. Jacksonville is an intriguing spot. They do have nice wide receiver weapons if they could stay healthy. Other than that, I don't see another team that would want Cam Newton or bring Cam Newton in. I don't see that, but you never know. Anything could happen. It's the NFL. If he did go to the Chargers, he does have some weapons there. Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Offensive line is getting there. They pick high, so they also could draft the offensive lineman to shore up the line. They got Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa, all those guys. Derwin James. They just signed Chris Harris Jr., so the secondary is really well. I could see the Chargers being a fit. They say they're not interested, but guess what? Who doesn't say they're not interested in anyone, and then the next day they sign them? It just happens all the time. So if I had to predict something, I believe Cam Newton will not be on a team start training camp. Now, I don't know if the training camp is going to go on the schedule due to the coronavirus and all this stuff changing all the sports schedule. You just never know. It's up in the air. I mean, they're trying to change or have Roger Goodell push back the draft. I don't want that to happen just because I'm a fan. I want the draft to happen now because I'm like freaking excited. But with all that said, I think Cam Newton is definitely a starting caliber quarterback still. And can easily beat out if he went to the Dolphins. In any of those guys, Jaguars, any Gardner, he'd easily beat out. Even if he went to the Redskins, he could easily beat out Dwayne Haskins and Kyle Allen. The familiarity with Ron Rivera and who they brought in from Carolina, it's just a seamless fit. But I just don't think it's going to happen, like I said. But you never know. I'm not a professional. I'm just telling you my opinion on what I think could and should happen. Other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks again for watching my video and tuning into my channel.